state's highest court to hear arguments on a measure passed by the city council more than 3 years ago. The law has been blocked by lower courts that found it violates the state constitution. The measure would give the vote to legal non-citizens, such as green card holders and people with work permits who have lived in the city for at least 30 days. It's estimated the new law would make an additional 800,000 people eligible to vote in local elections. It would not allow them to vote in state or federal elections. With me now, Republican New York City Councilwoman Vickie Paladino. She is part of the lawsuit opposing this new law. Good morning to you, and thank you for being here. I want to ask you about that in a second, but first, your response to the Justice Department directing the federal prosecutors in New York to dismiss these corruption charges against Mayor Adams.
Well, I think we all saw that coming. I thought it was going to go more about once it got to court, but to have them dismissed entirely, is a home run for the mayor. And my opinion is, the court system sort of played itself out. But I think what they realized here was that these charges that were brought against the mayor were nothing much more than what they were, which was nothing if you read them.
So does this bolster his efforts to tackle illegal immigration in your city? Where does this leave you?
I think so. I think everybody should start tackling the illegal immigration in my city, especially since finding out that FEMA, financed $59 million just last week. This illegal voting, you said in your first sentence, I think you said that we're going to give non-citizens the legal right to vote, or something to that you said in your opening statement. Well, that's an oxymoron, because they are here illegally, therefore they do not have the right to vote, period. This was already at the court level and dismissed. Now it was appealed. It never should have been appealed. What right? This is the holy grail for the Democratic Party here in New York. This is what they've been wishing for. What gives them the right to say after a 30-day residency, you're allowed to vote in local elections? Do you know how important local elections are here? They move the needle on the record.
Yeah, I do. And 800,000 people in that mix would certainly change the trajectory of a lot of candidates. But the argument, Councilwoman, from those who are supporting this measure is in the 5 city council districts, non-U.S. citizens, and of them work permits or people with green cards, they would make up about a third of the adult population. They pay billions in taxes, but have no say.
Well, then become an American citizen and you have the right to vote. It's as simple as that. The greatest gift we could give anybody here is to become a citizen of the United States and give them the ability to vote. You may not vote. It's as clear as could be. It's written that unless you are a citizen of the United States of America, you then have the ability to vote. And that's it. Simple. And you work, that's great, good for you, but you're not a legal American citizen. You may not vote. You may not have the ultimate privilege of voting, period. And if they do this is exactly what the Democrats wanted. And if they do this is a gigantic problem, and it cannot be allowed to happen. Absolutely not.
So the lower courts have struck the law down twice before. How confident are you they do it again? And hypothetically speaking, if they don't, what does that fight then become for you?
Well, I'm hoping that they do, because, look, judges are supposed to have common sense and obey the law. The law is stating that unless you're an American citizen, can you vote? So they'll just follow the law, and I do have a great deal of confidence that they will strike it down yet again. I'm sorry, go back to your second part of that question.
What does the fight look like if they don't?
It'll be a bigger legal battle. We just take it up another notch. We cannot allow this to happen. This absolutely cannot happen.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.